Let's go.
Okay. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Good. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about the implementation that we did for our customer Sungevity. Yeah, let's first start with a quick introduction of myself and the person here next to me, Alexander. Hi, my name is Geert van Balen. I am project manager for the company Dynaps. I have a background in field service industry. I worked 15 years in this industry, combination of telecom, energy, ICT. And I am working 10 years with Odoo. And since 2 years, I'm project manager for company Dynaps. Dynaps is Odoo Gold partner, so we are an implementation partner, and we are at the moment the largest partner worldwide. This is our mission, so we help our customers with digitalizing their business processes in Odoo, and we already do this for more than 10 years. Few numbers. Good to know is also we are active in Belgium and the Netherlands. Sometimes we also do projects outside this area. Like I just mentioned, we are the biggest one in worldwide. We have done around 265 implementations in the past years, and we are supporting 5,800 users at the moment with our service team. And we do this with 120 employees. The company has a revenue of 8 million euros. Also good to know, that's something that a lot of partners forget. IT security is an important thing these days. We store a lot of important and crucial data in our systems, and therefore we obtained this ISO 27K certificate about IT security. These are the offices of Dynaps. We have 2 offices in Belgium, or 2 main offices. One in Geel for Antwerp and Limburg, and then we have Ghent, the second one for Oost and West Vlaanderen. And then we have in the Netherlands also 2 offices. One is based in Rotterdam, and the other one is in the area of Tilburg. And yeah, I brought Alexander with me. I would say, present yourself and your company.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work in Sungevity for some years already. We started selling solar online quite 7 years ago when I started Sungevity. I had a previous life before in NGO on social action, but nothing related to Odoo today. Spent quite some time at the sales department. We started as a very small startup. We were 4 persons to start the Belgium department, and I think now we are way more than that and doing more than 1,500 installations a year just in Belgium. 3 years ago, I switched to another position in Sungevity, first as a sales process manager, but more end-to-end process manager, meaning marketing, sales, on what we have the installation planning. My scope stop at the customer service, so no help desk question, that's for sure for me today. And yeah, for the process manager, focus on the B2C Belgium market. And I was also a bit more involved as a key user, but for the sales, because that's where my expertise was a bit the most. As process manager, just ensuring the end-to-end, let's say, efficiency of the different process we had to change to fit the Odoo way of working, let's say, and that's what we're going to talk on. Yeah, as key user, yeah, sales business, we have quite a highly customized system before with a specific web I quote on where to design solar system. So yeah, I was really involved in setting up those requirements, let's say.
Yep.
And that's
okay.
it.
So, I think that's already quite clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I can give a few words. Like I say, Sungevity started like 10 years ago, but the Belgian market only 7 years ago. We started as a simple partner of Engie Electrabel, and yeah, a few years after we became a part of the Engie Group, which we are today. We only install solar panel, but we also do other type of products like battery retrofit when you already have a solar system. So that's also was interesting in the implementation implementation of Odoo, all the different products on different customer journey we had to fit, for sure. Yeah, plus or minus 200 people if we take into account the subcontractors, because we don't install ourselves. We work with subcontractors, which was also quite important in the implementation on to be able to set up the, let's say, the installer's interface. So, yeah.
Okay.
I can give a small word about that. Yeah, we put it in small, not that you can read it, but you can see a bit in what we were working before. Yeah, I think the slide after we're going to see every tool and system we had was, let's say, all
Chaos.
yeah, integrated or partially integrated or just not at all. So we even had yeah, some crazy step as a process manager where you see yeah, some process where you have to do double admin in one system or in another, or some kind of weird export in sport. Yeah, that make us like really difficult to manage, especially yeah, loosen in the process for sure. Changing the process become very, very difficult, of course, because of some different integration between different systems that were really not compatible at all. I think, yeah, that give a good view of the architecture before and after on all the, let's say the same functionalities, but that are all different modules in Odoo now that were not before, for sure. I think the next slide, you see all the tools we were using before. Yeah, we had the feeling at some point we were kind of using them all. Yeah, a CRM, we were working with Sugar, but our B2B2C business were using Podio for yeah, a reason, because of some B2B partners. Calendly, which was important for planning calls for the sales department. So we had an integration of Calendly with Google, because we are working with the Google Agenda. We are also the Agenda in Sugar, on so on, Freshdesk for the ticketing. We were already using Odoo, but only for the inventory. On yeah, there was not a proper API between Sugar and Odoo, so you can expect all the difficulties we had into the stock management. Yeah, I don't know if I should detail more, but yeah, Surveycate for the NPS score integration with Sugar as well. Every tool was integrated with one another, but nothing was all together. So yeah, in terms of reporting, KPI structures that we tried to put in place, yes, yeah, was really a chaos for us. No single source of truth, of course.
And I think the people can imagine how much license costs they had to pay before. So that's yeah, it's a lot of money. So yeah, let's go a little bit more into the details. So what we have done is we have created some slides, and we will go through the high-level process of Sungevity. So I added some screenshots from Odoo, and I will tell you a little bit about the customizations we have done for them. So yeah, on the left side you see the list with all the steps. Of course there are exceptions, but we cannot go too much into detail here now. But it all starts, in fact, with creation of a lead. So there is a potential customer interested in the service of Sungevity, and a lead can be created in different ways. It can be done manually by just clicking on the button, new here. Okay, that's quite standard. Second way, also standard, is just an email that is sent to a certain mailbox. Creates also a lead. But then an important one for Sungevity was also the API. So we have also created an API for the partners of Sungevity. So what do I mean with an API? The partners can just create a new lead in the system of Sungevity. It's a connection between their system and the system of Sungevity. So no double inputs for them.
Yeah, we use it mainly with the Engie partner in Belgium, because we have quite specific survey, let's say online surveys that help us to gather quite some important data about your rooftop. So we know if your rooftop will be suitable for solar. All those information are really vital for us. So yeah, via this integration lead API from Engie website, where Engie on our side is doing the marketing automation and generation of lead. On at Sungevity we start with the sales process, receiving those leads, be able to have a lead score on all the necessary information, basically.
Yeah. Okay. And then the view you see here, it's just the CRM app with a Kanban view. So you see the different leads here, and they go through the different stages. And hopefully it will end in the one stage, of course. If you click on such a lead, most fields that you see here are standard. So you see customer information, remarks, what is the potential revenue you will have. We also added specific fields, and that's what you see over here, where you can show in which services is the customer interested. Maybe not just a solar panel installation, but maybe also home battery. That's very specific information for Sungevity. Yeah? For the people that know Odoo, you will see also a few buttons that are not standard. I will come back to that later. It's to create the design in another tool. But so we have a lead. Imagine a lead comes in, then the first step for Sungevity is inviting the customer for a remote intake session. What is the goal of this remote intake session? It's of course explaining the customer how Sungevity works. It's a little bit a commercial call, of course, but it's also important to retrieve information from the customer. What does the customer want exactly? And it's also the perfect moment to ask some extra questions about the building, the roof, etc. So, what Sungevity does not do is just calling the customer 2 or 3 times until the customer picks up the phone. No, they invite the customer with an email to make an appointment for this survey. So it's just a template that is sent, and in this email template there is a link to the online portal where the customer can plan this appointment. Like this. So in the back end there are slots opened for some people that do this kind of talks or calls, and then they make the appointment and they will be called at that time by the agent.
Yeah, that really helped us because we were using Calendly before, where you have quite in-depth way to manage your run rate, of course, the different availability or everything you do. But what's interesting in the appointment tool first was integrated directly in your lead. So yeah, of course, we had a direct access not to system, but also the ways you manage your shift from the planning application. So you can set up your team capacity from the planning, decide a different type of shift. You can group it per team, make it specific per user, have kind of like shift template. So yeah, for the sales team lead, because this is used as a sales process, you can have a quite efficient tool to maximize basically the capacity of your team. On that we found interesting where we switched to this appointment tool.
Yeah. Okay. Then I just mentioned those extra buttons on the lead. So we have done this call with the customer. We know a little bit what the customer wants. It's now time to work on a quotation, and to make a quotation for a solar panel installation, you first need to make a design of the solar panel installation. Sungevity uses a specific tool for that. It's not standard in ERP systems, of course, and Sungevity does this in a tool called All-in-View. So it's a separate platform, and from the lead, it's possible to create a design scenario for this specific customer. So when the agent clicks on Open AIV All-in-View, then you will, the other tool will open, and then of course there's much more in this tool, but what is it exactly? It's you have a picture of the roof, you can draw the solar panels on it, and the result is a lot of technical information, and the most important thing there is the bill of material, or the materials that you need to install. That's also the input for the quotation you need to make. So when this design is ready, all this information and especially the products come back in Odoo, and you will see, for the people that know Odoo, this is already a sales order. Of course not confirmed, this is just a draft sales order, and the agent can still make changes, add remarks, change prices. Excuse me. So that's the quotation.
Maybe I can continue. Yeah, from the all-in-view design, we get our quotation different stage. We use the really Odoo out of the box different stage. Of course, the difference is like the integration with our web quote, which was existing before. But what's interesting on what Dynapse help us, it's like we keep the front end of this web quote, but the back end have been put in Odoo. And that really make a lot of difference for us, because as you see, we have quite in-depth information about a solar system, but especially about the savings you can do. That's why people buy mainly solar today. Electricity is getting high. So with solar you get a good payback time. We need to explain this. All those calculations are not super complex, but before they were made in the back end, generated from this information from the sales order. What Dynapse help is like to have those calculations in Odoo. So today, if we want to make a change, and there is a lot of change on the solar market because regulation change every year. You have a tax, you don't have a tax, you have a subsidy, you don't have a subsidy, the VAT will change. Everything, will change a lot. In Belgium, you do that times 3 times because of the 3 regions, of course. So 3 regions have the 3 different regulations. Today was always a dev ticket for us to be able to change simple value like the electricity rate you would use for those calculations. Now everything for us is on Odoo. So we have the sales order, we have our information there. We can use those information to generate this web quote. And after, it's just a normal customer journey of an online quote. You have different system. You can select one, you can choose another one. We do what we call redesign. If you purchase one, you can change your order for another one. Well, that is linked with the quotation, and accordingly to the decision online, your sales order your quotation, become a sales order, and that's a part.
Yeah. Okay. Customer can confirm, of course, this quotation. Then the next step is, starting with the installation. It all starts with the planning. So that's done in the planning app of Odoo. So here you see in this view all the installers or the installer teams, the dates, and here you see the different work orders that are planned. What is very specific, or the people that know Odoo would say, use Odoo Field Service for this kind of interventions. That's logic. We didn't use the Odoo Field Services module here, but the manufacturing module. There were different reasons for that, but one of the main reasons was this. So if you use Odoo Field Services, you can work with worksheets. So after the intervention, you make a kind of report with information, what you have done, pictures, signatures. And in the Odoo manufacturing module, you have the advantage that you can also work with steps. And that's what Sungevity really needed to guide the installer through different steps. And I think a very good example here is the safety check. Before you start such an installation, you need to do some safety checks. You work on the roof, you work with electricity, and there are of course other steps that needs to be taken.
It's true. Before we were using OutSmart, where you can create flow, of course, with work order. Once again, not integrated with the CRM. A simple, let's say, worksheet could have worked, but we have quite high quality standard, like in the safety. Here you can have be a bit more in control with your subcontractors. So that's what we found interesting. So we could build that with them to have like a bit this different path. Of course, we have different type of operation step based on the different type of product. A PV system, solar system would require a different check than installing a simple battery when you don't go on the rooftop. But this really helps us to configure it all. So no developments again. We can manage now the different customer journey or the different installer journey with a different partner just by using the manufacturing module as a kind of workaround because we're not manufacturing an installation. But when you look at the different requirements we were kind of doing it. So that really helped us.
Yeah. I'm quite sure that we could do such kind of things also with field service, but it would be more custom work to do this. So, okay. So, we hope that the installation will be done smooth. Then, of course, the result is that you need to make your invoice. What I didn't mention before is, of course, it's possible in Odoo Standard to work with down payments. And so, before an installation, when you start an installation, it should be paid in advance or a part at least. And if you make your final invoice, it's logic that your down payment goes off the total amount before you send it out. You can just send it out here with an email with a PDF attached. What is also very nice is we have made it also possible to do the payment online. So that makes it easier for the customer, of course, to do the payment. Okay, this is the order to install process. And invoicing. Then of course Sungevity uses also the accounting module. This is used quite standard, so I'm not going to tell too much about that. It's to be honest also out of my comfort zone, accounting. But I think that goes quite smooth at the moment.
Yeah, we have not really. Yeah, we will just really using the out-of-the-box functionality. Maybe some specification is like for us, everything is measured per system. So yeah, we're using the analytic account to be able to report everything per sales order. Sales order is a one system. That's the way we would be account every system that is online. We can account for it on. Yeah, but that's just configuration on our side, nothing special.
All right. And then at the end, we have also the customer care. We moved this also to Odoo. Yeah, what you see here is again a Kanban view. There are different.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. We need to continue. So this is also quite standard used at.
Yeah, we have made some small change, but it's just basically some custom field. So no change in the different stage of the ticket. Yeah, configuration of our different team, configuration on some, as you see here, some category, some type, or we have some specific way to report on our first time right during installation, considering who would be accountable for an issue. That's kind of KPIs we track with our partner, and we have contractualized. So we needed to be able to report on it. Maybe some differentiation is like some tickets are linked to manufacturing order on our side, not specific per ticket to be able to measure those points, but that's it.
Okay. So we're almost at the end. I think the result is quite clear. We replaced a lot of software tools, more than 20 tools. So it means a significant decrease in license costs. For the reporting team, it's much easier now, I think. Just one source, Odoo, and not all the different old platforms. Yeah, few learnings. I think the most important one for Sungevity is it's quite a big company. Yeah, limit the number of stakeholders in your project. If you're with too many people at the table, it's difficult to make decisions. Keep your team stable, don't switch too much. Testing, very important. Also with your data that you have converted from other systems. So take your time for that, it's very important. And control your project scope was also quite challenging here. But at the end we made it. So this was our presentation. What I want to mention before to Q&A is we have a booth Dynaps in Hall 7. And if there are questions after this presentation, you can still reach me by mail, by phone. Always welcome with your questions. Doesn't want?
Maybe a question from our end, the time people actually can write on the pad, or just come back to you later on your booth. From your partner's perspective, what has been the main or two main changes you have seen in terms of amelioration, in terms of the way they used to work towards the way they work right now, since you integrated Odoo?
Yeah, I think like from the business perspective, it was into the installation planning, because we were using Outsmart over there. It was really difficult, depending on the evolution of product we were selling, to always change the different input we need to provide to our subcontractors, or to always change the different input we want them to bring us back so we can complete. We call it the completion document for our QA control. And basically, we were constantly requiring development change to have, please integrate this information now. Now I need a serial number of this product. I did not need it before. Now I want to have this picture or not this picture. And this was, modification of API integration between Outsmart and Sugar. Yeah, now it's in Odoo, and we can configure. So also the key user with their learning curve, let's say. Now we still need a bit of support of IT because we're just here for live for 3 months. But we investing a lot in the key user training, so they can basically configure now. A big reduction of cost for us, and that's really important.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We'll take the rest of questions on the pad, and then we'll be happy to respond them at the booth. Sungevity, thank you very much for being here, and it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.